shot 66 at Whoop Dancer?
No, 66 at Raven Nest.
Oh, okay.
Over there at the course over at Huntsville.
Okay. Nice course.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's $40 public course, university owned, state owned.
Good.
But I mean, it's a good. I like it because it's a good ball striking course. I mean,
yep.
It's a lot. The slope is pretty stout for a course that's like that. All right, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. Maybe hit a few. You want to hit some mid-irons?
Yeah, I'll hit 600.
Yeah,
it doesn't take long for me.
Yeah, and you know, I know what we're going to work on, so it's pretty simple.
Is it already?
Yeah.
Is that obvious?
Yeah. It's not like there's a lot going on. You didn't bring a lot of bad stuff with you today, but there's some things we need to work on, obviously. And some squash.
Oh.
That's good.
Oh, there's one of those.
Yeah.
I did it a lot with my long iron.
Yeah, we'll go over that. It's not I mean, it's probably a big concern to you. It's not to me because
Yeah.
it's just it's the same swing with different sequencing, and that's my job. So once you understand where it comes from, then that'll never. I'm not saying it'll never happen again. That's ridiculous. But
yeah,
you'll know that you won't do it twice.
I've never been worried about it. I laugh it off.
Yeah, and when you play, you know, it's probably one of those where you don't do that when you play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have more focus on one shot. You're not sitting here hitting mulligan after mulligan on a driving range, right?
Yeah.
Big difference. Yeah, just hit one more and then we'll get rolling.
Okay.
I've always loved your golf swing, you know.
Yeah.
But there's some things that we just got to clean up, and very simple. Even that one, it was flush. And you'd love that shot, but you still, even on that shot, you kind of got away with the same move that's been getting you.
Kidding me?
Yeah. So I'm gonna show you. Like, so when you're swinging, all this is fine and all this is great. When you get to your backswing, it's really good. But when you start to come down, there's a lot of pull and spin, quick. I mean, you're getting, boom, you're pulling this left side out really early, so the shoulder's out of position to stabilize the sweet spot, right, in the face. And so what happens, you get here, and the quicker that goes, or the more tired you might be in a round or whatever it may be, that's where you would start hitting some loose shots. It could go left, could go right, typically right first.
Yeah.
And then the flip comes out of the other barrel.
Honestly, if I get lazy during the end of a round,
yeah,
it's almost like I get fat, or
yeah,
if it's like a thin, skinny right.
Yep,
or whatever
it's gonna get thin, really thin. Typically, get really shallow and under the plane. But that's just from really hard speed from here. This is it's gonna look like your hips are firing, and they are. But this shoulder's pulling across, and that's what's whipping the hip around. It's what's pulling the hip out. And so what we're gonna do is all we're going to do is get you into your left toe and let you relax a little bit longer. Okay, so when you're here, you're more pulling and more violent like this, right? And I want you to learn how to get into the left toe and relax through here and let it swing. I mean, there's going to be some stabilization we do here. You don't have to worry about that. But if I can just get you to soften up into your left toe, then everything's going to be more in sequence through the ball, if that makes sense. Because energy on a great swing like yours is coming out in this area. But if you start to pull out too early, then we've got it. See, it's kind of massing, and that's what's going on.
Would that be another reason why I hit a lot of fuller wedges at toe?
Yes, because this is pulling, swiping. See, if we can keep this shoulder in and let this right side do what it's supposed to do, and you see, I'm up to the ball here. I've got plenty of rotation. But when I pull out like this, I've spun out.
Yeah. So
then and you're so good with your hands, you can play really well doing it. It's just that you're missing shots you don't need to miss. If you need to feel like you're hitting a golf ball off of, like you're hitting off of ice. So when you hit, you're opening up, but you're stable here. See. And so start with a sand wedge and do it, and then I'll guide you. It's because it's all feel. Once you get to feel what you're trying to do with this, should be a piece of cake for you. So no backswing changes, any of that stuff. No transitional changes. Try to hit it maybe 50 yards. Go ahead and swing one through in a practice swing and see what you're thinking about. It's a little overdone right there. I would probably tell you to stay in it just a little longer before you rotate out of it. Because I want you to feel like you're going to, like if you're throwing a bounce pass in basketball, you wouldn't twist your hips out like crazy and bounce it to your friend across you. Right? It would just be one movement.
Boom, right there?
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you're moving, but you're not spinning. So you just got to stay in it, wait for it, and then go. Think about you're letting the club go. You're going to let the club strike, and then your body's going to start turning after that. It won't work like that, but that's what you have to think.
So I'm practicing.
Let it go, and then there you go. Better. Let it go, and then turn. There you go. Good. Let's hit something like that, just feeling that, and then that should work really well up the chain. So there's a kind of a blend, you know, it was kind of more in sequence, but I'd like to see the arms go ahead and not so much here. I'd like to see more of the arms go and then the body come behind that.
Okay.
It's a different pattern to get you in the middle, right? So if you're a spinner, it's always, fixing golf is always the opposite.
Yeah.
So you're spinning, so if I said, hey, let's spin out, if I tried to give you a lesson, say, hey, today, I want you to work on turning faster through the ball. By the time you got done, you wouldn't be able to hit that club at that yellow flag. You would start going right at that when you're trying to hit it straight. If that makes sense. Because you're already spinning out. So if I told you to spin out more, it'd be insanity, right? Okay, the definition of it. And if I said, okay, I want you to do the opposite, which is what I'm doing, is what the middle ground is.
Okay.
It's not necessarily the opposite is what we're going for. It's the feel, right?
Yeah, because it's gonna feel like I'm this. But it's gonna
I don't know about that so much. It's gonna feel. I'm not talking about the wrist when I'm talking about this. I'm talking about when you do it. Everything is in alignment, right? So if you look, you're out of alignment this way.
Okay.
Instead of spinning. If I went here, if you were trying to bounce past a basketball, your friend in basketball, you play basketball, right? And if you're doing a lateral, right, with both hands this way, you wouldn't go like that. There's no way. You would go. It would go one, and then your body might continue to move through that, but you wouldn't spin out before you bounce the ball.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
Okay.
Wait. Better there. See the difference in the trajectory?
Yeah.
So it was a lot lower because everything was in sync.
And it's the middle of the face, which is weird.
Yep, it's going to be right in the middle of the face, exactly.
I'm not used to that.
It's just going to be way less effort, right? I mean, you're a hell of an athlete, so you don't have to, you just need to do less than everybody else. I mean, you're just working too hard. I still like that one. That's a little high in the face, but it's right in the middle.
Yeah, it's a little fat.
A little spinny. See, that started to drift right a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was the left shoulder's pulling out too early, even in that shot.
Pulling out like that?
Yep. And there's some punching, so you were trying to pull on it, and just relax your wrist because your arms are really long, and they're going to be even longer if you just relax with your wrist and your arms as you do this.
Okay.
Shouldn't be any tension. Oh, see how solid that was?
Yeah, that felt good.
That was awesome. Good
That's
job.
effortless.
Yep. Perfect ball flight, way lower. That was good.
Yeah, and that's another thing I struggle with.
Yeah, tensions usually causes the ball. I mean, if everything's working right and you're punching on it, the ball's going to run up the face and go high. So that's money. Good. It's a little spinny, like you spun out maybe a hair, but it's not anything that would cost you.
Feels way different, so it's always good.
It's like, you know, the frame of the swing, we built that 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And frame your swing's great. And you're, you know, obviously a great player, but you're just missing, you know, your sequencing is a little off. And typically with the higher level player you deal with, that's what's going to happen. Your sequencing is what's off.
I've just been doing it for too long.
Yeah, you know, good athletes will try to spin their body, but they'll realize over time you don't have to do all that to hit it a long way. Not bad. Just a little punchy with the right hand, right?
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
I can feel myself doing that.
Yeah, try to feel.
I don't know why I'm doing that.
And just feel it swing through there. It's not a flip. I don't want this going through there, but just let it kind of, it's kind of like a, God's maybe not the best word, but it really is. You're just letting it go forward, right? And it's relaxed. You don't want to hit at the ball.
That and then boom.
Yeah, because it's going to run right up the face when you do that.
Okay.
And it's going to be too high and no go. Much better. There you go.
Yeah. Well, that's
I love
weird.
that.
That's good. Good weird.
Yeah, it's a good weird. Well, you're not using a true, you're like I was saying, you're a raw athlete, and you don't need to be working hard at it. Let the short guys work at it. You should be really effortless. A little spinny out on that one.
Yeah, I feel it.
Feel it?
Yep.
And that's what you're looking for. It's as simple as that today. Getting into where you're not. There's two things. You're not punching at it with the backhand, and then you're not swiping left with your body too early. You're letting everything come into the strike and then go. It's just a matter of patience.
Yeah.
Just waiting. You just got to be patient, not to rotate. And then there's going to be a point where you just unleash it, right? Because you build your sequence in your timing, and your brain will know it. It'll know when it's time to go.
Just the sound, though.
Yeah, it's a good sound.
Everything feels better.
I like it. Like that one?
Yeah. Every single one of them, even the ones that I slightly miss, is better than what I've been doing.
Yeah, and they're landing a foot from each other.
Yeah.
So let's do one more there, and then we'll work to pitching wedge, and we'll work right back to that 6 or 7 or whatever it was. Clip, I like that one. Shallow.
Yeah.
It's good. You could probably stand it just maybe a shade longer, but
Okay.
I'm going to give you a drill to work on with that. So you have something, you know what you're trying to do conceptually, and I'm going to give you a little drill that you can work on.
Okay. Perfect.
Ooh, that was good, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
The contacts.
Even if you end up between what I'm asking you to do and what you're actually doing,
It's going to be better.
and it may be where you play your best. I've kind of got an extreme where I'm looking for, like, I think maximum, right, is, and then you're across that with what your natural pattern was. And so we meet in the middle of that. That's probably where your best play is going to get. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to get to where I'm saying you need to be.
Yeah.
It's just that you need to be going that direction, right? And if you get in the middle of that, like that shot there, you can go shooting the 60s all day long, swinging like that.
Yeah. So essentially, conceptually, let's get this right. I'm getting here on all this alignment's
Yeah,
out.
so let's just make it extreme.
So you want it
it's not-
here.
this is the movement that's happening. That's the extreme. Say it's getting
Yeah.
here. And then what we're trying to do is when it's coming in, is it's just everything. Go ahead and put your right hand on so it's, because we won't want it to be closed, but we want to be where it's here. And see, now you're rotated right there, and then the momentum's going to take you out of that through the ball, if that makes sense. You're going to, you're just naturally, with your golf swing, you're just going to turn and it's out of there.
Yeah.
So, whereas you don't want that left shoulder and that left hip spinning open and pulling with that left arm. It's going to feel a little more right arm without punching. It's going to feel more swinging this way versus that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be good. Probably like that, huh?
Yeah.
That's squashed. And I'd say that's probably right in the middle. I mean, those are, I'd like to see it a little more extreme where you don't pivot out of it. Just, if you can be a little more patient, I think it would be better. So you can turn it over that way.
Yeah.
And it also depends on what shot you're wanting to hit.
Yeah. So is that essentially the difference between a cut and a draw then?
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, you can change path and stuff like that for it as well, so you get more mass out on the ball either way. But the more, I think you should be relaxed when you're hitting the fade, personally, too.
Yeah.
But I think both of them should be relaxed. But you definitely, if you're spinning out of it with your lower and your upper, you're gonna have a harder time hitting a true push draw, right? It's gonna be easier to hit kind of a fade and swipe it and those things. But that's why the longer you're in it, you've got better odds of hitting it straight to hitting a little draw. Or you can also do it with a cut with that as well. I just think being in the shot longer is something that it's definitely something you need to have in your swing.
Yeah.
So you don't want to try to twist early.
Because you asked me if I get it wrong, but sometimes I have to get my brother to video me face on or whatever.
Yep.
And I've always noticed, even on all of them, when I get here to the top and on the way down, my shoulder's just up, and that's the spinning out right there.
That's the tension, yeah.
Just up and the tension and the grab.
It's the spinning, yeah. So
Okay.
when you see it, because the tension rises, right?
Yeah.
So whenever I do this, the tension's going to rise up.
Yep.
That's what you're going to see on video. And this is where I talk about is you want boxer shoulders. So if you can see, I'm going to back up so you can see this. But these shoulders, where boxing shoulders, you want to be sitting in the sockets, even though there's going to be some tilt here and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to see where you're pulling this up like that, where you're here, right?
Yeah.
And because tension will rise, so you want to keep that down and you're relaxed, then you can see you can flow. But if you're pulling like that, tension and pulling like this, it's going to start pulling that up.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, nice swing there, huh?
Yeah, it feels so good.
Nice shot.
This contact.
You'll play a money game today.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I need to go find one. If it's this easy. Yeah, I punch that. Maybe
A little punch and a little, maybe a little spin. It's probably more punch than spin. Sometimes they go together, sometimes they don't. Just keep it smooth. I like that one, huh?
Yeah, that was good.
All right, so let's start going a little longer swing with that club, and then we'll progress right up to the big sticks here. Feel like you spun out a little bit?
I said, almost feel like I punched at it again.
Yeah, a little punchy and a little spinny. The punch there came from spinning out, so you had to punch to try to save it on.
Yeah, so let's get here then.
Got to pull, then you punched instead of swinging. Kind of just let it. Try not to spin out before you hit the ball, right? Just let it fall in there and then swing. Yep.
Okay.
One thing I don't have to worry about is rotating. You're going to rotate. It's good, a little punchy.
It's really crazy how I feel like I'm trying to just stay still and it's still going out.
Yeah, and you're rotating great, but if I told you to rotate more, you'd be in big trouble with that.
Yeah, it feels like I'm not. I feel like I'm trying to not rotate at all. Right
Yeah,
now.
for you. Just real passive and let the right hand swing. Don't let it punch. That's better. There you go. It should feel like that right hand. It should just be like falling off the club through the ball. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you're trying to go like this through the ball. I'm just saying that even when it's in alignment like this, it's going through the ball. It's just super relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel pressure, and I see this sometimes, it's pressure. You're trying to squash it with your right hand that way, and that's what'll manipulate the club face left and right as well. So you have to make sure that right hand's not, applying pressure downward and all that stuff. It should be just super relaxed. And any way you can swing it. Like that. So that was your best shot of the day.
Yeah.
And that's, you hear the sound, and then the ball flight has that. It doesn't look like a lot of spin. It just fights it. Yeah, that's money.
And that's another thing that I just
remember that right hand. So you have two things really today. That's it.
Yeah.
You're spinning with the left side, which is causing you can cause you to punch with the right, and cause you a bit more. It's going to cause you to swipe it to the right. You know what I mean? So you're going to swipe it in and out to the right. And then you're going to get where you get tired of that. You're going to try to cover and press it hard with your left or your right hand to compress it and keep it back on the line. You're going to play the left game. And so what you're trying to do is keep all this in alignment. So you want to keep everything in alignment with your rotation, all right? And then it's really soft with the right hand, so there's no punch. The punch is going to make the ball right up in the face too much. It's going to be too spinny.
Okay.
Especially in anywhere really, but it gets worse with players when they try to knock it down and hit it against the wind.
Oh yeah, and they go this and then.
Yeah, they just start beating down the ball, and it causes massive problems in their golf swing. I think you don't need that much right hand in it.
Yeah, I know. I'm still there.
That whole arm, all the way up to the arm to the shoulder, just that whole thing's kind of, I want you to be limp and relaxed. Like that. There you go. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Money shot. Good.
I like
At least you know the difference. That's the main thing.
I do, because I can feel myself. I guess because I've been here, and then trying to save it.
Yep.
So my right hand has been in it for years.
Yeah, it's just from pulling hard with that left side. Then it's got to try to save it to the target. That one was more body than you need right now.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, live speed wouldn't look horrible on video, but on live speed it's spun out, and so there's too much delay, and then there's going to be, right hand's going to play catch up. Just more patience with your body. That would be better, huh?
Yeah. I mean, sadly enough, they're all good.
Oh yeah, no
Decent.
kidding.
Better than what I've been doing.
Yeah, I got players that they pay a lot of money for that kind of pattern.
This is a night and day difference from what I've been messing with. What's the most frustrating part?
Oh, good swing.
Yeah,
So that was money.
yeah, it was really good.
All right, so whatever this club is, that's a 6. Let's go back to that, and then swing it like you're doing there. Just let it swing. Don't try to force it and beat it. It was in the ballpark. I know it was a little heavy.
Yeah, a little heavy.
I like how everything, you kind of stopped at the ball, and I'm not saying to, I don't want you to spin or anything like that. You just kind of make sure you don't try to punch, just swing.
Okay.
Don't try to hit a punch shot, is what I'm trying to say, because the energy will come out too early. Just let it swing through. That was better. You go ahead and start adding your normal speed to it now. And when you do it, don't try to spin out of it though, right?
Yeah.
In the ballpark.
Yeah, close. Still
A lot
heavy.
lower flight, which is great. Had some punch in the right hand,
Yeah.
but some good stuff too. Just when you go with more intensity, don't try to apply pressure from the backhand to beat on it. Just let it, trust momentum. Sorry. There's that shot I was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Good one, isn't it?
Yeah. Just
Great.
a lot of momentum. You're just trying to hit it hard.
Trying to hit it hard.
Keep your whip, like we talked about earlier, and don't try to bust it. You're a big guy. You don't have to hit it hard. Much better. There you go. Because when you get that disconnect between the hips and the shoulders, when they start spinning and turning and twisting and torquing, and you can't feel the club head, it could go at the target. It might make a hole in one, but you can also hit a lot of different places as well.
Yeah.
So I've just got to get you to feel the club head in relationship with your body. That was a good swing. Ooh. No effort.
Yeah. No, it's because of the club heads. It feels like I'm swinging 60% right now.
Yeah, and the cool thing is it's going exactly as far as you're going full Mach speed earlier.
Probably.
And so, and that's what we got to get you to do. Because when you try to muscle it, you can muscle it because you're a good athlete, but you're just going to be too inconsistent. And you're muscling in the wrong places. Oh, that was good. Like that one?
Yeah, it all feels a lot better.
Yeah, that flight is good, huh? Not running up the face.
No.
So let's hit one more there. We'll go back to the wedge, and the wedge is just to get you in sync. So it's easier to feel it with the wedge. When you start getting bigger clubs, you're going to want to start to think bigger club and swing harder, which is not really what we're going with. A little spinny, but not bad.
Yeah.
Good ball flight. Let's go to this club, 58. Yep. And just hit maybe 50-yard shots where you can feel, you're just trying to feel what you're trying to do, what your goal is. A little spinny. Did you feel it there?
Hmm.
Stay in it long. Your rotation there, you know that you hit a great shot. I mean, you'd hit it a foot.
Yeah.
But it's not going to progress up the scale, into your bigger swings because there was too much pull. So I want to see you stay in it longer, in the shot longer before you start to. The pivot's going to be for you pretty naturally after if you wait,
Yeah.
And you're a good athlete. You're not going to you're not going to stay stuck together and not move. But I've got to have you just wait longer and let momentum pull you out of it versus you trying to spin out of it. Much better. There you go. That was much better.
Better.
A little spinny. Feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a little low in the face on that one.
Yeah.
Just patience in the next one. Just let it go. Take that one.
Yeah, that felt really good.
That would work up the scale. Very good.
Stabby.
Feel like I stabbed it.
Yeah, stabbed in the green.
So when you're practicing your wedge play, and that's where I, obviously you know me, that's where I want you to practice all your shots, is just practice that. I mean, if you do it, that's no big deal. Just don't do it twice, you know.
Yeah.
Just know what you're trying to do until it becomes where it's just automatic, and then you just play golf, you know. Much better. I'd still like a softer right hand, but I mean, that's a good swing. Very good swing.
The softer right hand is just super weird for me.
Oh, I bet, because you're
Just
a
'cause-
driver, right? You like to
I like
drive
to-
that sucker right into it. And you have a lot of power doing that. We're just trying to take it where you have better face
Yeah,
stabilization.
more consistency.
Yeah, and it won't run up the face when you do that now. See the softness, and then you can see how the flight's way down.
It's down and it's soft.
Yeah, that's how the pros hit. You don't see, they don't hit those. Well, there's a couple hits where we're trying to hit.
Yeah.
The best do not do that. Real soft. There you go. And everything syncs up.
That's good.
Really good. A little spinny.
Yeah, I'll jab at it.
There was some tug hard left, and there was some punch at it, right?
Yeah.
And just the that's all you're trying to do is be mindful of those two things. If they,
It's the boom, boom.
yeah, you just when you hit a shots right now, obviously when you play, you just play, but you have to at the end kind of know what happened. That was better. Was good, but I'd like to see you're trying to hit at it a little bit too much. It's a great
Still?
shot. Yeah, I'd like to see it just more flow through there with that right hand versus trying to punch down. Still a little heavy. It's real soft with it. Okay. So that one wasn't right hand. That was the left side.
Left side coming up.
Yep. Out. Yeah, it was spinning open. Just be more patient. And you'll find they'll start to work together.
Yeah.
They're one move, because if you start to get everything in alignment, the right's just going to go in and be soft, and they start to become one thing. They're not. Yeah, they're two separate problems right now, but eventually they're just going to be. When you start getting it right, they'll just start working together.
Mm-hmm.
Your right hand's not going to really want to function properly until your left side's in where it needs to be through the ball. Yeah, a little more patience, because those you're still kind of stuck together.
Still out there?
Yep. You're trying to twist. Now you'll have to fight that, because you're not feeling it, so you'll have to just overdo it for a while, especially when you go home, to really get the maximum out of it. Because trust me, you're going to pivot. You're just pivoting before you hit the ball. That would be more in sync. Much better. Because you're going to feel like everything's in your left toe. As contact's been made, you're going to be into your left toe. And you're going to feel hard, if you do it wrong, you see how that toe's opening up, you're going to be way
That
out
way.
here. especially in wedge shots. It's not something that you're going to be thinking about a lot in your golf swing and all that. If you do it, it'll just start happening correctly. But, you know, I just wanted you to not try to open up that chest. Even that one's a little more than I like.
That was open?
Yeah. More than I like.
Okay.
Because I think it's happening. The chest is too open before you hit the ball. There you go. You just have to be patient and just let the right hand come through. Good. The only thing there, you kind of jabbed at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of fighting that bad. You get it here and you don't trust it, so then you try to slap
it.
Yep.
Because I'm not used to hitting to the ball like this.
Yeah, exactly.
With a very soft right hand, I'm used to.
Yeah, you drive it, and that's where you see it on video, like you said you don't like, you know, where you see that palm come over.
Yeah, I just sit here and.
Yeah, exactly, because you're using it like crazy.
Yeah.
And then your left side spinning out. Those are the two. And the frame of your swing's great. It's just those two things that are popping up real soft. And you got to realize you don't need a 3-iron to figure that out, or driver, because you never will.
Yeah.
You know, just use your little sandwich, get it timed up, and then your golf swing, your big swing will be there. The same problem is, you can tell, obviously, is in your sandwich. It always is. I don't care what level player it is, like you're high level. But that movement is, they're both of those movements. The problems are right, literally a 30-yard shot.
Yeah. That's one of the things I struggle with a lot, 30-yard pitch shots.
Yep.
30 to 40-yard pitch shots, I can't get it on line.
Well, yeah, you have your right hand that's trying to apply pressure, which is going to cause you hitting it too far and too short. And then you've got your body spinning out, so you don't have control there either for contact. Too quick coming through.
Still spun out.
Yeah, I'd like to see more patience. So, like, we call it deceleration. So, they could work with your brother, but just slow and don't try to create speed coming through with the shaft. Just let it decelerate, and that'll keep your body more in sync. So it's soft. There you go. See how it's softer there?
Yeah.
And that was that's what I worked with your brother on and got him doing so well. Was you know, same thing as you had big power, but not when you spin out.
Yeah.
And so when you decelerate it, everything starts to sync up, and that's what I want you to do there. I want you to just decelerate and let everything come in without trying to force the shaft fast through the ball. Soft. Too quick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm here. Slow that shaft down through the ball. That'll keep you from spinning. Better. There you go. So that one was perfect where you lined up everything. Probably on the video, that would have been the best one of the day right there. And you were trying to slow down the most. So what happens, everything gets in sync. And then when you want to turn on the intensity, everything's in sync. Well, when you try to turn on the intensity now, nothing's in sync. So what happens is you have too much slack in your swing. So then you have to dominate with the hand that's behind, right? That's your right hand. Oh, do a jab at it.
Yep.
Remember to decelerate the club, the actual club. Slow that club head down through the ball, not accelerate. Good. A little spinny. My job is to be critical, so great shot.
Go ahead.
I just want you to know when you leave exactly where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I know. It's the exact opposite. I mean, like I said, I haven't seen you in like 2 years, so I've been doing this for 2 years, and it's gonna be.
Well, it's not like it's horrible either.
Yeah.
Boy, but it's just you know, it's not as good as you can be playing to your full potential. In my opinion, that was better. You just play that game until they start matching up. You know, this kind of cat and mouse game until they all start to come in one thing where you said, okay, I've got it. And for you, that won't take very long. And then you just go. And when you get off, I guarantee you, whenever you get off and you go out and play a round that's 75 or above, and you don't feel like you hit it as good as you can hit it, it'll be there. It'll be these two things. So you just go play that game with your wedge until you get synced up, and then go tee it up. It's not going to be the frame of your swing. It's built. Well, too much speed in my opinion.
Okay.
So you kind of want to play a game like right now where you're doing like it's a drill. So it's called a deceleration drill. So you want to decelerate the shaft coming through the ball so you can create feel. I'm not saying you do that later. You can do whatever you want. Doesn't matter. But in training, I want to see the shaft slowing down going for impact, because I know everything's going to start to sync itself up.
Okay.
Once it syncs up, can go different speeds, more intensity and different like that. But in training, you want to decel so everything gets synced up. Go back and it's slow. Yeah, it's better. Now, when you go slow, you're better with the shaft going slower, but you're spinning out of the shot.
Okay.
So you got to stay in the shot longer. So when I say stay in, don't rotate out of it with that left side. Don't pull and twist. Pass it. That was better. Much better. Much better. Same thing. It's just from the chest opening up too quick. The shaft, you got pretty decent control of that, but you're wide open, right? The chest is
That's what I was
pulling
getting here.
hard.
I'm just going.
Yeah, you have to, it's just think about it like this. So if you had your hat off like this is as simple as I can show you, where it's just like you would be going, pulling your hat like that hard. It's just if you went, and then your body went behind it. I mean, literally, if you just went like that, not even tried to twist it all, just throw it, and your body will work behind that. And that's what I'm trying to get you to do.
Okay.
It's literally no effort. There's no pulling. Pulling is going to be effort. In the ballpark. You've seen Fred Couples swing, right?
Oh yeah.
So try to use that as an image, because I'm not saying swing like Fred Couples. I'm just saying that if you watch how he comes through, there's no, even though you see rotation, that's not, if you look at the force, it's just nothing. The club's just falling, right?
Yeah, it just falls on top of it.
Yep. And then the body's working in behind it. So I don't want you to twist. I just want you to let it fall. Be patient. Wait. There you go. You have to just trust to let that go.
Yeah.
And then your big body's coming in behind that to drive that thing out of there. And that's where it gets synced up. That was perfect. Same feeling. And the crazy thing is, if you look at Fred Couples on video, you'll see rotation and all this. But if you look at it live, and you watch, yeah, you see it's nothing. And that's the nothing part is what you want to add in.
Yeah.
It's just you want to just feel like you're using your he used to do the right hand drill all the time. He'd take a towel and just swing it, because it's a swinging motion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the same thing for you. You don't want it just pulling and hard pulling with the left side. It's got a job too. And trust me, your left side is super strong, and it's going to be a great brace for you. And that's why you don't have a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of flip hand action or, backwards flip hand action through the ball. You squash it really well. And that's from having some left side strength that you're pulling and swiping it with. If you learn how to use the right hand softly without jabbing, and your right side where it's just soft, better. You still had a little pot. You said you kind of pulled out right then.
Yeah, right there.
It's right there. It's right before you, literally
right
3
there.
inches before you hit the ball. It's out of the.
So it gets here, and it's going.
It's going that way. It's going this way. It creates a swipe. That's why it goes to the right. So just stay in it. I like that front go. Just let it fall on the ball. Then your body goes. There you go. But you're really going to have to feel like it just falls through the ball, and then your body's turning after that.
Yeah.
If you feel the body move before it, it'll be no go. Good, but you punched it.
Yeah.
So you did, but everything was synced up there. It would be good.
Okay.
I consider that good. Other than, you just got to learn how to not,
Punch at it.
Yeah. The right hand just swings through, so it doesn't bash at it. There you go. Same sequence though. Like that. So that's perfect.
Okay.
You see what kind of where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
There you go. Good. Same sequence through the ball. Don't twist. That's better. That was better.
Better?
Yeah, much better. Just patience. Little spin. See how it went right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's upper body pulling. And that's what you have to dial in. Yeah, and you have to really dial in to kind of yourself to figure that out, because obviously the video is not going to. I mean, video, even if you know exactly where to go, it's still not really it's going to be hard to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but the main thing is you got to feel that. You want to be able to track the energy. Like, yeah, I felt like it. You just stay right there, and then the momentum carries you out of that. You won't have to feel like you're twisting. There you go. That was good. That was good, huh?
I think I got the idea. It's just going to be...
Yeah, it just takes some training. I mean,
It's gonna be
just out
definitely...
of sequence. So, you know what to do, though.
So what would be the drill to...
The drill to
how to
sync it up, I'll
yeah,
show you
how
here
to
in just a
feel it.
second. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a right-sided drill for you. There's a lot of different ways to do it. There's the right side, left side, and all this. But just take your towel simply as this. Because you know how to swing the hands and the framing swings. This is all just flow and just sequencing, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're here, just take your towel, and then you just swing through, just like that, right hand. And you can see, it's just like if you're rolling a bowling ball, right? You know, if you were rolling a bowling ball, I'm not saying you roll it down and all that stuff. I'm just saying if you took it, you're not going to twist your hips out and go like that. So this, you can see by doing this, and if I had both hands on, you can see I'm pivoting. I'm just not spinning out.
Yeah.
So this is nothing. This is spinning out, and this is in sequence. And that's what you need more of. You need to have this in sequence, and you would put your left hand on, feel your right hand move through, and then everything would start to sequence up through the shot. And it's literally as simple as that. And then, of course, what you're doing right there, use your wedge, and just because you're going to make your wedge game better. The problem you said you had with your wedges, so your wedges are going to be good. So that's going to help your game and your scores. But then you're going to be able to feel that as soon as you convert and you're doing it over and over, you're going to be able to pull out a 4-iron or a driver, and it's going to be there. You know, if you just pull out the 4-iron or driver and you start bashing and trying to figure out that you're not going to have enough feel and awareness because the speed's too high. You have too much power and speed. There's no way you can feel that if you're doing it right enough.
So I'm going to be trying to get
All you're going to do is if you go full Mach speed without this, you would just spin out and you just, you'd play that cat and mouse game where you play good sometimes, bad sometimes, good sometimes, bad. And for you, because you have great timing in general and good hands and all that and a great frame, we just got to make sure it's sequenced up so that the machine does the same thing every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Very simple.